Hello and welcome to another episode of Grey Wolf Effects, where I'm going to be reviewing the Bandai 112 scale Clone Trooper. Now this figure is absolutely stunning and amazing. I know I pretty much say that about the same as the other kits, but this one for sure is one that I hold in high regard. It doesn't have the most amazing articulation or anything like that, and its detail is very simple because clone armor doesn't have a lot of detail in its armor at all. It's very simplistic. But something about that just makes this so awesome. But part of that is also just because I really like the clone design, and I really love the movie from Clone Wars as well as the series Clone Wars and the movie Episode 3 when you see pretty much the Phase 2. Which, by the way, here's the Phase 2 helmet. Now, this kit basically includes two different helmets, which I'll cover a little bit more deeply. And right now I have the Phase 2 equipped for the body right now. Keep in mind, and I will repeat this a couple times for those of you who might be just skimming through the video instead of actually watching it from the point A to point B, that there is only one kit included. You have to buy another one, which I demonstrate. So right here we basically have the Phase 1 helmet equipped with the body, and you can see pretty much a comparison of how would you like it displayed on your desk, your shelf, or wherever. Even in your car, although I would not recommend that because the plastic will warp due to the heat, especially if you live somewhere down south, which is very hot, which is where I would live. So another shot here, you can see just a little bit more of the details, like those gray markings you'd have to paint in, or you can use the water slides. Amazingly enough, with this particular model kit, well actually no, just for the 112 scale line for Star Wars, is they actually include stickers and water slides, which is something that I wish they would at least include in just about any other Bandai kit, but unfortunately they don't because I'm pretty sure that costs a lot of money and, well, they're not going to want to do that. Either way, though, it's pretty cool. Not only that, the water slide for the red light on the back there actually does illuminate when you flash a black light. Not that that would be important, but still, I thought I'd just throw that little fact there. So as you can see here, we have the Phase 2 helmet in a closer design. I honestly like the bold look of it, as opposed to the sleek and more elegant look of the Phase 1 helmet. So pretty much on this, it leaves you on your preference which you would prefer to have, whether you'd have the Phase 1 or Phase 2 helmet equipped. And that's actually really cool though, if they just include both. A shame they don't include a second one though. Either way though, here's another way to see like how it would look if you were to have two different figures connected together with the bases. And the bases do have a little adapter so to connect to other 112 scale figures as well as 1/144 aircraft and 1/172 scale aircraft as well, like the Millennium Falcon that I reviewed earlier in the start of my channel. Again, for those of you who are just skimming through the video instead of watching from point A to point B, I'd just like to point out again that there isn't a second figure included. It's just the second helmet. So you only get one figure, and you get a second helmet option, so you can either have the Phase 1 or Phase 2 helmet. For articulation, we have up, down, left, and right for the head. It moves fairly well too. Arms can go up pretty high as well. He's got rather excellent ab crunch, as well as it can move pretty well side to side, and I'm just doing it realistically. I'm not doing it completely 360 and such. Arms unfortunately don't go at least up to 90 degrees. They go a little bit less than that, and the whole arm shoulder itself can rotate around. Legs have a pretty great deal of motion, but can't do a very good kneeling pose. As you can see here, one of the awesome things is that the little display stand that he comes with can pretty much hold him well, even in a pose like this where he's probably just running or moving around pretty quickly or something like that. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about this particular display base. Accessories, as well as what's included with the model kit, are the body, of course, which can be doubled as the Phase 1 and Phase 2 armor. You have the display base, as well as the little display tab here, which can either put the smooth side to pretty much give it a nice smooth finish, and it stays flush, by the way, or you can have the little foot stand. You also have the Phase 1 and Phase 2 helmets, along with a different assortment of extra hands, being either the open, closed fist, or trigger finger hands for both the left and the right arm. Then you have the macro binoculars, which can fit only on the Phase 2, unfortunately, unless you can modify it for the Phase 1. And then you have the two blasters. You have the DC-15S and the DC-15A. It's pretty much up to you what you want to do, and it's still amazing on just like the little assortment they have. But still, with what they have, it feels like it could have also included a second figure, but that's where you can always buy a second one. Yeah, provided they're not too expensive, considering now that they're being scalped for high prices. Then you have the DC-15S Blaster Carbine. This one has a lot of really good details, but still missing on some too. Like on the side there, it missed the little lines that go on the side, I guess the ventilator, where the heat's supposed to be distributed outward. But again, really well detailed, especially for 112 scale. And we have the DC-15A Blaster Rifle. Again, for these paints that you see there are paints that I applied. These aren't paints that are going to be there when you open the model kit. You have to put those yourself, which is okay if you want to or not. Again, the model kits are always up to you on what you want to do because, well, in the end, they're yours. Unless you're commissioned to make them, then okay. For the Phase 2, as I said, you pretty much come with just the regular helmet. You're not going to add anything else to it. It can be simple, or you can add in the macro binoculars. Unfortunately, though, these binoculars are fixed in only one position, and you can't slide them up or down. But there's a way to make that work. Here we have the Black Series clone, I believe the Clone Commander. And we can see the size comparison. The model kit stand is just a tad taller than the Black Series figure. Though I'd have to say is the Black Series has a little bit better on the articulation than it would on the model kit, but just a little bit. Not only that, but the detail for the model kit, of course, is going to be a lot more crisp, a lot more fine. As one example, as you can see on the blaster rifles here, you can see that there's a little bit more of a kind of a Clone Wars simplicity to the Black Series rifle, whereas in the model kit, there's a lot more detail going on, almost like what you probably see on the Battlefront 2 game, or just in the movie itself. As you can see here, there's a little bit more fine details for the model kit than there is for the Black Series figure. One thing for sure you can see, at least on the triceps of the Black Series, is you have the molding imperfections there. And the other thing too is it yellows as well, which can be an issue over time. But that's not to say the same probably for the model kit. Then again, also depends on the top coat you put in will depend if it yellows over time or not. But the other thing too is that you can add the extra paints here and there to make it look really nice regardless. And I guess if it does yellow out a little bit, you can say that it's pretty much seen some battles and stuff. Just make sure to add some good weathering here and there. Again, some of the other things that you will have to be painting are like the back parts of the knee guards here. You have to paint those gray parts in, but that's of course if you want to or not. You can always omit not to because I mean in the end it's your kit. It's up to you on what you would like to do. As well as some of the other details you'd see here are like for the butt plate or the butt armor. You can see that the Clone Trooper model kit has a little tab there. That's pretty much so you can remove it and add like a display kind of stand or an action pose stand. So you can make him look like he's falling down or flying up or climbing or something. Here he is next to the 112 scale B1 battle droid from Bandai as well. And I plan on reviewing that kit a little bit later. As well as that, you can do just almost any kind of pose you'd like with these guys. These are fairly articulated figures. Their arms don't go too far up, and they have a little bit of issues sometimes with their wrists. That's the only downside I have on these, is they pop off pretty easily, but the possibilities are endless. Some other future plans I have, at least for these two particular model kits, and I will be making a video for that later on, is I plan on making one of them into a Commander Green and Commander Cody. Both are going to involve extensive, scratch building and modifications to at least the body, but I'm willing to do it, and I'm going to enjoy every little bit of it. Again, pretty much the best part about this kit that I absolutely love, as opposed to pretty much just about the other ones that I have, is since they're blank slate, literally just clean, one color kind of style, you can do just about anything you want with these kits. You can make them into a custom kit like I have here on the right side of the clone, the Phase 2 clone in the center. You can make them into a 501st, or you can have them in a Shock Trooper, or you can do anything you want. You can even probably make it into the 332nd Battalion you'd see in the new series right now. Either way, the possibilities are endless, and as always with model kits, you just enjoy it and have fun building them. Anyways, y'all stay safe, especially in these trying times. This is Grey Wolf Effects signing out.